Good morning from Fuding, China. So for those of you who don't know, Fuding is a very small city in China that's pretty famous for its production of tea, and specifically white tea. So today we're actually going to a white tea farm to learn about the process and the culture, and really immerse ourselves in the tea production of Fuding. This is the bus we have to take us to the tea farm. We made it high up in the mountains. It's like an hour ride. It's really beautiful and crisp up here though. Alright, so this here is my friend Derek, and he is the owner of One River Tea, a tea business here in China, and he's here with his tea master, Master Zhang, and he'll tell you a little bit about what we're doing today.
Hey, so yeah, this is Derek from One River Tea Cooperative. What we're doing is a little tea trip. We're learning a little bit about white tea, the production, the picking, the environment. Here behind us we have Taimushan, which is a late pick of white peony. White peony is a spring green tea. It's withering. It's been about 1 day. Still needs another day to kind of fully process. Here's Master Zhang. He's a really expert in this tea knowledge. His ability is really, really high. His teas are fantastic. This is the Taimushan area, which is the birthplace of Chinese white tea. Very close to one of the largest organic tea companies here in China, and the land is beautiful, the environment's great, the weather's perfect, so we're really excited to see what we're going to do today.
And we are about to head into some tea fields and pick our own tea and learn about how you pick it and the best process for it, so I'm super excited to actually pick my own white tea here. And we got a nice bamboo grove. So right now we are hiking through the woods on top of this mountain to go to the tea fields where we're gonna do our picking. But it's a pretty long hike right now. We're seeing a lot of bamboo, a lot of grass. It's super green. Really nice out here. Walking through the forest to get to the tea. I consider Derek here to be my tea master. Every time I have a tea question, I know where to go. Knows all things tea. Just surrounded by tea. Tea terraces. It is time for us to start picking. So he told us that what we're looking for is to find, it's supposed to be 3 leaves, and then in the middle is a smaller silver needle, so it's 1 leaf, and then a silver needle in the middle, and that's the perfect pick. But I don't really know if this is right or not. So we spent about an hour picking tea in the fields, and now we're heading back. Gonna look at our tea, weigh the baskets, and then we're gonna have some lunch provided by the tea farmers. These are all the teas we picked. We're comparing who has the best pick of the bunch.
So very common in China is the homemade liquor, the Moonshine, that they distill with different kinds of fruits and herbs. This one is Yangmei, they call it Yangmei-jiu, and it's about 45%.
This is them distilling that Yangmei-jiu. All right, and after another phenomenal meal, now we're gonna head to a factory where we're gonna learn how they process all of the tea that we picked. We just arrived at their tea processing facility, and I feel like we're really far out in rural China right now. It's kind of a cool scene. This is their tea processing factory. Wow, this place is crazy. There's so much tea here. You can just smell it for miles. It's like a maze of just racks and racks of tea everywhere, all just drying out.
Ganjiao is drying. And so right now it's in the withering process. As soon as you pick it, it begins to wither. And then what you want to do is you want to control the rate of withering. You want to put it on these bamboo baskets, increase airflow, create like solid temperatures, and let it kind of wither for about 2 days.
It's super interesting being here and learning about how it's actually processing tea. I've never even given it much thought before today.
So as you can see, we're kind of simulating the natural environment from the outside by adding a little bit of heat, adding a little bit of airflow.
So over in this room, it's all fresh tea that was kind of freshly picked. And here, it's much further along in the process.
This is the next stage.
Freshly picked.
The tea is actually starting to become dry. We can feel it now. It is very, very dry. If I blow it, the tea blows away. So here it's very important to do it kind of inside with controlled environments, with not a lot of airflow and a little more heat.
So in this processing tour, we're actually kind of seeing it in different stages. So it comes from the basket where it's first picked, then we see a few hours after when they're drying it, then we see a little bit farther along in the process, and then all the way to the end where it's dried out and you can actually use it to drink. So much grass in here, like Pablo Escobar. So this is the last phase of the drying process.
What's this? It's actually charcoal roasted. Oh my gosh.
Charcoal roasted.
He said he invented this machine himself.
He invented this machine.
Yeah.
You put the charcoal in the bottom. Put this on top and then put the tea leaves on it. And then it slowly moves. And so this machine is essentially the same thing as that, except mechanized. It's not mechanized in a way, but it has like the container there so you can put a lot more tea in there. You also have the charcoal underneath.
Fan going on top.
And sometimes what happens here, if you do this, the tea leaves, the tea crumbs will fall through here and hit the charcoal and then smoke it. But here you're not quite concerned about that because it has such a finer kind of sifting.
And after going through the entire tour, he has now invited us up to share tea with him and just all drink tea together. Alright everyone, I just drank so much tea. I have a head rush, a huge caffeine rush right now, but I'm getting my last fusion of the mountains behind me before we head back to Fuding, where we're going to spend the rest of the night before heading back to my city Yangzhou tomorrow. So it's been an amazing 3 days here in Fujian province. The tea tour was awesome, saw a lot of mountains, temples, and it was an amazing time in Fujian. Can't recommend it enough. So that's going to be it for this one. See you guys in the next video.